many other things happen on the island too. And on our journey now around the island, before the prison, I'm going to touch on all these little stories. The makeup of Robben Island, over hundreds and hundreds of years. And also, ladies and gentlemen, what makes this island so unique. So many nationalities came to Robben Island, from all over the world, over the hundreds and hundreds of years. You name the country in the world, it was either on the island or had an impact upon the history of Robben Island. And just to test my theory here for 1 minute, I have to wait for all the other buses to go a little bit ahead before we can move. And just while waiting, you are from which country?
The United States.
Well, from the USA. And to everybody for that matter. If you really want to understand and appreciate your tour on this island, it is so necessary that you'll have to understand what was the fight all about. 1,010 reasons why we so much want to get rid of the old government. Why people were posted to Robben Island as political prisoners by the thousands. One of the many reasons. In those days, if you're a black person in this country, you were not allowed to become a chemist, a pharmacist. 1 out of millions could become doctors. At one stage, out of 20 million blacks in South Africa, only 10 black doctors, and all 10 educated in London, England. The black man was robbed completely from education. To give you a better understanding, so many political prisoners who came down here could not even read or write. But those who left the country into exile, especially to the USA, via the Ford Foundation Fund, the Robert Kennedy Fund. You remember the Kennedy brothers? Just to mention a few, were trained in these fields. Freedom Day 1994. Mr. Mandela robbed thousands from America. And when you go to parliamentary levels today, these are the people that run the infrastructure, the government for us in this country. The black man was never exposed to such education. A great contribution. Late in the program, I'm going to give you a little layout of my own personal political career. My involvement in the struggle. But I was courier messenger for the one revolutionary movement. And I traveled the world extensively. But one country I've never been to, the USA. And lately I so much want to go to America for 2 reasons. One is my second hobby, is astronomy, stargazing. And you've got the best and best of space observatory stations in the world. I say, in case the lady over here is an astronomer, so that she can invite me on. But with a look in her eyes, she cannot differentiate the moon from the sun. My American lady. The second reason why I really want to go to America before I die, I want to go to Graceland. I'll get to your story. Is there any other country? Is there any other country I didn't touch on?
Jamaica.
My friend from Jamaica. You two played a role in our freedom. You know, since 500 years ago, when the Portuguese landed first here, the battle started. It was a long battle. In 1970, just the other day, there was a lull in our revolution. Nothing seriously happened. And then we need the momentum to drive the revolution further. You know where the momentum came from? 1976, from the Caribbean music. That of Bob Marley. Did the toss Cliffy Brown. Gave rise to the black consciousness movement. Gave rise to one great man, Steve Biko. He died in the torture chambers, he never reached the island. And that was the last year of our revolution to our freedom. A great contribution. I'll touch on some of your stories. Now the reason I'm asking which country you're from, I want to build your country into the story as we go along. Otherwise I leave it out. Somebody is from England. Where's my English friends? No. There's no other countries, my friends. From? The Canadians. How the Canadian history impact here. You see, before the advent of the Suez Canal in Egypt, the only sea route from Europe to India was down the coast of South Africa. The Dutch, the English, the French and the Danish battled it out. Who should take control of South Africa? It was the Dutch who won the battle 1652. The Dutch ruled for 150 years. And then the Dutch had a choice. It's either the English or the French. But because the Dutch had all fight against the French over the Belgian issue, the Dutch did not like the French. And on the other side of the globe in Canada again, it was the French-speaking Canadians versus the English-speaking Canadians. And because of the battle in Canada, the English too did not like the French here. And the French were driven deep up in Africa. So when you go to Central Africa, they speak French. We speak the two European languages. That is Dutch, but we call it Afrikaans, correctly. And we speak the English language, because the English ruled for 100 years. And maybe my English is not as good as that of the butler of the Queen. English through my nose, but you'll understand my English. So there's nobody from England. So is there any other country, my friends? If not, you see the logo from?
Yasien.
My friend from Central Africa.
Congo.
That's a Congo, yes. It is your country, Central Africa. Congo was the first country that opened up its borders for our freedom fighters to get in. One great leader connected in Congo, connected to one great political prisoner, Robben Island. I will make the connections when we get to that point. Ladies and gentlemen, you see the logo of Robben Island. There's an island in the background with prison bars across it. The very first bar. The very first political prisoner to Robben Island. 1653. The very last to have left the island a free man. 1991. So you can imagine what happened in between these two dates. But at the end of the day, we'll have to come back to the rest of the world and say thank you to you. During the days of our struggle for freedom, it was your countrymen who came back, supported us in the struggle, brought us where we are today, at least to tell the story. Remember, many of our friends, our comrades, died in combat by the thousands. We are the fortunate ones to have come back alive to come and tell the story. And on our journey around the island, I'll make sure I'll come back to all your great contributions to our freedom.